Alright, hey everyone, welcome back to another video. What we're doing today is installing the crank pulley. I'm not very confident in how this is going to go, but if I start on this, it'll get done. We're not replacing the seal. I've seen too many people have issues with the seal, and I've heard a lot of people saying that they just throw the crank pulley on there and they have no issues. I'm hoping that this Milwaukee stubby impact wrench can break it free, because I do not feel like getting the torque, I do not feel like getting the breaker bar out, but if I have to, that's what I'll do. Like I said, I'm not sure, and I've been dreading doing this, but we're gonna go ahead and get started on it. If you guys are new, please subscribe to the channel, like this video, and comment down below. Join the family. Besides that, let's go ahead and get straight into this install. Oh man. So first, remove these covers. So from this perspective, looking here, there is a connector here that needs to be removed. So right in here is an 8mm bolt that needs to be taken out. Inside of this little circle right there, take out that 8mm bolt. I think that it's just sitting in there on some tabs, and you can lean it back and then pull it out. So that's what we're gonna try to do. God, I got it off. Alright. So that bolt earlier I was telling you, so both of those bolts have been taken out, that tab and then the tab on the other side. This connector has been removed, and Lord Jesus, it was hard to get it off. What I ended up doing was using my hand to press down the top of it, pressing down the top of that tab right there, and then I used these needle nose, and I put the needle nose up against this side, and I just gently pushed it out. You know, not gently, you got to put a lot of force on it, but I pushed it out. So I'm gonna see about leaning this back and then pulling it out. Okay, so there's also a little piece of this wiring harness that is connected still to the actual fan, so you need to make sure you remove that so you don't rip any of this. And voila, there's the fan. So that came out pretty easy. As you can see, just remove these two pins there, remove the connector, and then it has these ridges that slide into the actual lower part of the radiator, and it comes right out. Now is the hard part. Alright, so now this is the area that I have to work with to get to this crank bolt. So what we have here is a Milwaukee M12 stubby, 3-amp battery, but what we have on the front of it is a Lice 27mm. What this is a Lice 27mm harmonic balancer socket. It's thick wall, so it's supposed to direct all the torque to that bolt. 250 foot-pounds of nut busting torque, and I just pray to God that this is gonna make my life a lot easier. Okay, so now what's going to happen is I'm going to use this 3/8 to go inside of the tensioner right there at the top portion right here, and I'm going to use that in order to take tension off of the belt and let the crankshaft spin free. Okay, so all you do is, like I said, take that 3/8, pry this back going that way. You'll be able to take off this portion of the belt from off of this pulley here, and then just, if you want to take it all the way apart, I recommend you know, taking a visual of it all so you know how it goes back. But I'm just gonna move this out of the way onto the side, and then start working on getting that off. Okay, this is hella sketch, but if it works, it works. There is like a little inlet down there. It's just me. I'm not about to go crazy trying to break this off. So we're gonna blip the starter and see if this will knock it off. I'm not scared of this flinging around or popping off because it can't hit the the only way it can hit the radiator is if it does a full like 360 and like just smacks into it. But I don't know. Let's see. Pray and hope, and see if this thing breaks free. Boom. Just like that, boy. Hold up. Y'all thought I was finna stress out, boy? Huh? Nope, ain't no damage to that. And what y'all see right there? Yes, sir. That is the easiest way, I'ma say, to do that. You probably didn't even have to remove the radiator in order to get that off. I'm dirty because I was over here stressing, crawling underneath the car, all that. So, whoo, boy. Alright, I was about to cancel this video, all that, y'all, because I did not, man, I didn't really think that would work, but it's off now, and yeah, so that bolt is out. This just slides right off, smooth as butter, substantially heavier. Let's see. That's this one. And this is the other, super light. Okay, something major that I think needs to be pointed out is that if you look at this keyhole, it is not the same as this keyhole. It's not the same. So this one is a lot more shallow and wider. This one is a lot more narrow and deeper. So this slides back on there easy, no problem, but this one isn't trying to slide back on. So I'm gonna see about milling it some more, and hopefully I can get it to clear and get on there. I think that might also be what's causing everybody else's to leak. So I don't know how well it'll pick this up, but down inside of there you can see that little impression right there. That is the key on the actual crankshaft. It is still a little too big and it is scratching the inside. You can see that difference right there. Okay, so I got it in, sitting on the car. At first it wasn't trying to, like I say, be flush because we saw the key and how it wasn't trying to how it wasn't exact. So we saw the key and how it wasn't exactly the same as the one that's on the car now. But now what we're gonna do is move on to torquing that bolt down. The way that you're gonna torque this down is, the first step is you have to get this key, so this notch up here, that's what tells you where the center is and where the key is actually. You're gonna line it up to where it's vertically straight, get something to hold the pulley, and then start torquing it down. The first step is going to be 30 foot-pounds, and then once we get past that, then I'll tell you the next step. Okay, so as you can see, we got a torque wrench. It is set to 30 foot-pounds, and that is what we're going to torque this one down to. Make sure the key is at the top of the engine, and then hold it in place and then start torquing it down. Okay, so the pulley has been fully installed. What you're supposed to do is, there are these ridges on the pulley itself. You line up the one that has the actual keyhole up with the engine block, torque that down initially to 30 foot-pounds, and then from there go all the way to the other keyhole. And then sometimes, you know, you can go a little bit further, whatever. You just want to make sure that it doesn't come loose, that this is on there solid. So that is fully installed now. I'm gonna go ahead and throw the belt back on, intake, and then let it idle, check to see if there's any oil leaks or anything like that, make sure I have it all good, and then that'll be it. It is on there pretty tight though, because I was trying to just be cautious and make sure I use my handle from my jack stand, snap-on 1/2-inch breaker bar with a 27mm socket on the edge. Just added the handle over that and made sure I tightened it even a little bit further than what that had said initially. So I'm pretty sure it's on there good, but you know, you never know until you test it out. So okay, it is 5:30 and that is finally on. The belt and everything, that's all on, pulley's on, everything else looks fine. So I'm gonna go ahead and slap everything else back on. Okay, so I got the radiator fan back in. Like I said, the belt is back on, and now all I have to do is throw this intake tube on, and then we're gonna go for a cruise. Dog, like, all right, so I'll say this isn't for everyone. It's pretty straightforward once you start really thinking about it. You just got to make sure that you can break the bolt free. You take the fan out, and then you got to take that pulley off, shim it a little, not shim it, but shave it down a little bit so that it fits onto the keyhole. I tap mine in at the end or whatever, and then lining it up, screwing that bolt off in there, and then from that point on it's just torquing it down. I used a pry bar, and I ended up wedging the pry bar in between one of the little slots on the actual pulley itself, and then that held it in place. I used my handle and my snap-on breaker bar to torque it down even further than what it said, so I can make sure that it's not gonna come undone. And besides that, I mean, I'm a mess. Look at me, I'm very, very dirty from being on the ground and stuff. But we're gonna give the car its first startup, check and make sure that everything is copacetic, and get the car off the jack stands and then go for a drive. So I'm excited, and I know everybody has been waiting for this, so have I. And I hope that it, you know, makes it make more power or whatever. You know, conceptually thinking about it, it should, but you know, we're gonna find out. So far so good. Okay, so if you guys enjoyed that video, please remember to drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below. I'll say that that was a successful install. There's no leaks. We haven't had any other issues with it. It runs just fine. I know that usually whenever I do my installs and stuff, it's, you know, spot on. And I hope that they're spot on so that I won't be putting out some crap videos. But yeah, that's gonna be pretty much it, y'all. Yeah, we have some other goodies coming, so you know, stay tuned. There's a lot more stuff coming, man. And for everyone asking, yes, I'm still boosting the car. I'm just doing this stuff first, so don't worry, don't fret, it's gonna happen still.